Hey guys, I'm out here and I'm in this nice wintry snowy landscape. As you can see how beautiful that is, and I wanted to touch base on our 12 days of healing. So we've been covering a whole bunch of stuff, and on the radio show the other day we were talking with Lance again, and Lance was talking about fulvic acid this time. And the fulvic acid is so important. We are going through these products, and I want to point out the shows that I posted for you, even in the posts in the chat, because I've been on the road basically every weekend since September, and it's been like a catch-up game all of a sudden. However, that said, we are doing some shows on Making Life Brighter Radio that are very important. And this last Thursday, we featured Monica, and Monica is a woman that is leading the Trauma to Triumph. And we are here showcasing these incredible healing products, and the donation or the purchase from that, you can donate as well. The purchase from that goes to help her organization. And so Lance Shuttler, who is an amazing researcher, he's an incredible scientist, if you will, in his own right, and he is the founder of Ascent Nutrition. So we teamed up, and when you go to makinglifebrighter.com and you click on the links for the products that I'm featuring there, a portion of those proceeds go to this organization, and that is something that is very helpful right now. We've had people purchase and actually just donate, so that's super cool. But these products are really, really, really effective and helpful. In fact, I want to comment on the fulvic acid that we talked about last week, because that's the one I feel the most myself, and I never recommend things to people that I haven't myself tried or done or used over time, and or else I tell you I haven't used it yet, but I really almost always try these things on. So the fulvic acid is making the biggest difference that I can see, kind of even overnight. I can feel the difference when I get up in the morning. I take it actually at night. I don't take it during the day, because I want to see sort of how it works through the night and into the next day. And I can feel what he talked about regarding those electron boosts, those little bumps in your system, because you're getting that much more electricity. Wow, I don't know if you can see it behind me, but there's a whole ton of geese, like 200 of them up there. Anyway, the fulvic acid is super potent and really, really helpful. And so just about anybody could take that, but I want to remind you that he mentioned on the show, which you can go back and check out the archive of on Voice America under Making Life Brighter, he was talking about how strong it is, and people sort of have to graduate into that. So let's say you have a real health concern. Your liver is already going to be pretty taxed, your body's going to be working really hard, so you want to give it a little bit of a segue. And a good segue is to put it in a foot bath to start with, then take that foot bath and graduate into a capsule, and then, or maybe even half a capsule, and then you move into a capsule. But that's going to help with toxins, free radicals, all that kind of stuff, and you can use that appropriately. So I would really, really recommend that you check out that show, and we'll be doing another show and more supplements here with Lance. In fact, we're going to do some more tonight. So I'm excited because he has so much great knowledge, and it's so nice to team up with somebody that has this kind of knowledge, because I have the experience on the ground floor with people and all these people throughout the years that I've done this work, and to have somebody go through and create things that are so pure and also come back with the science behind it, and that's what I love. I just love it. So we've been always bridging the scientific and the spiritual, and Lance couldn't be a better example of that, really, because he embodies both. And so I had my coffee this morning, the Ascent coffee, and I'm up in freezing cold weather to come out and talk to you because I love it, and then I think it's super cool. I'll give you a little view of the beauty of here, right? Isn't that nice? And we've got some things upcoming in the next year that are going to be super cool. Working on a bit of a historical piece for you, and that'll be really, really neat. Hello there. Without my glasses on, I can't read it very well, but hi. maybe that'll change with the fulvic acid, right? Or maybe I'll just have to get on a med bed and just get younger. I don't really care. I'm happy to be me. I hope you're happy to be you. I'm glad that we've made it through this window of time. Everybody talks about how critical this year is and, waiting for literally the bomb to drop and everything else. And all I can say is stay in your now. Stay in your loving space of now, because we just are bombarded with all these narratives. And the narratives are all about fear. And hey, hello from Wyoming. I can see that. Blessings to you guys too. And so these narratives of fear get squashed when you bring in humor and when you bring in love and laughter. And I'm not telling you something you don't already know. I mean, inherently we know this. We just are bombarded with everybody else's narratives so strong now that we sort of forget these things in the moment. But we need to stay healthy right now. Our airwaves, the subspace, which is this spot around us, is being altered with frequency. And we want our body systems to be as strong as possible up against these frequencies, right? We don't want to have our own biology and circuitry that brings us to spirit interrupted by frequencies, especially frequencies and thoughts that are not ours. So people are, well, if they're people, somebody out there, something out there is altering the subspace. And the more metal you have in your body, the more metal you have in your fillings and all these other things, that metal acts as a conductor. And I am seeing, and I can tell you this for a fact, I'm seeing people's thoughts change on a dime. Like they're just shifting, they're just flipping. So I would say, if you want to contribute something wonderful to the world and to yourselves, really take a few minutes out and sit down in prayer each day. That the world stays balanced, the world stays centered, you stay balanced, that you are in alignment with your spirit every day. And I want to do some of that here with you even. So now that I'm sort of settled and back into my groove, I'd like to do more of that on here, and I will. I'm going to be teaching upcoming in the next year and putting out some classes. And I'll be doing something fun for you guys I've never done before. Because you always know me as radio, but you don't really know me as the healer person. But I will be doing iris readings for you all. And I will put that out in the next post. But I will be able to tell you what's going on in your body, just like I do in medical intuition. I don't need to see your iris to tell you that, but it's a fun way to do it. And people like to see what their body is telling them. So it's sort of like a scan, right? It's like a body system scan, and it's very, very accurate, and it's really fun to do. So I'll be offering that as a service to people for a super discount for the fun of it this holiday. Also, we've covered flower essences, and I know some of you have gotten that, and those of you that are using the patch and the patches, can't say enough about that. That's just super. Been using it on the pets, the animals, hearing people using it on their horses. It's awesome. And I do recommend the X39 for horses, just so you know, and for people that are needing their horses to heal. How the patches work, the X39, the X49 are kind of the master patches. They're the super potent ones, and you can go back and listen to some of the shows I've done both on radio and here. But in addition to what the patches are doing, what I'm seeing is I'm working with people with herbs and minerals and things like that, and I'm setting up protocols for folks that come to me with certain issues. And my suggestion for what supplements would work for them is now being altered on account of the use of the patches. That's what's so exciting. I am loving this. So they are amazing. And I'm seeing the combinations I used manually with different things before now changing out, and one of the patches can take the brunt of a lot of that work. So for example, the Alavita patch is a nice combination with the X39 for people. Now the Alavita has been known to assist in your telomere growth, and scientifically they've proven that it helps with the blood. So let's say the fibrinogen levels aren't as high. And that's kind of cool scientific data, right? So if your blood is prone to stickiness like mine was when I had Epstein-Barr, I manually undid that, and the doctor took my blood beforehand, and then I did what I did in my protocol, went back to him, and he said, wow, those heparin needles must have been great. And I'm like, I didn't take any heparin needles. This is all natural. And my blood had cleaned up, and it was no longer sticky. So I'm telling you that these patches are taking the place of some of those protocol needs, and they're getting the job done. So very excited to share that. I want to have more like deep dives and classes and things like that on it to talk more openly about it. I think that's really, really super. And they're so easy. They're easy for young and old and pets and everybody in between. So I'm not here selling you product. I'm excited because I'm seeing a change that we needed long ago. And think about it, for all the people that can't take a handful of things internally, you can put something on you that's like a Band-Aid, and suddenly that's actually doing the job on multiple levels, and you don't have to intake so much. So that's kind of a win-win. And one thing I want to point out is this is a really super stressful time for people, and I don't want to harp on that because I don't want to reiterate that into the conscious field. But it is a time of reflection and maybe even distress for some folks. So to reach out to somebody near you, make that your happy spot for the day. Go give somebody a random hug. The other day I stopped on the street and maybe you saw it, and I stopped Santa Claus, right? And I started to ask him crazy questions. I've got more questions for Santa Claus, by the way. A lot of them, for that matter. We'll see what he says. But anyway, those little things lighten people's day. It lightens the load to take it up a notch, because everything is so stinking serious. Whose narrative is correct? Which one's on the side of this one? That's, who's really got the intel? This is becoming such an epidemic of, yes, we know the big news is corrupt. Yes, we know the world is upside down with, let's say, darker characters. But don't get addicted to the need to know in the intel world either, because then you're losing your own life. You're losing your own narrative. Something I really want to point out here that I feel strongly about, and this is my personal opinion and observation through time, is that God can do anything in a split second, can change the game however. So even if somebody has the most incredible intel, God can put a hand in there in 1 second and change the game. Or somebody over there did something that then changes the playing field, and all the chips line up differently in that moment. So I would err on the side of staying very centered in spirit and loving. If anything you do this year, be loving to you, but most of all, be loving to another somewhere. Go out and lift a hand, give a hug, make an extra smile. This is not a time necessarily of just giving. Make it a time of awareness so that your consciousness meets the heart and soul of another consciousness. And that consciousness lights up the soul of the other consciousness. All the intel games and the I know in the world are still matrix ego games. I can't say that enough. They're still matrix ego games. So step out of that, go into the sweet spot, pray for others, good and bad, because even the bad guys need lots of prayer. Lift the light up and know that in this campaign that we're doing this season, you'll be helping a lot of people that have inadvertently gotten tangled deeply, sadly, in a darkness that there's brave people reaching back to give a hand for. And I say brave without mincing words there. It is bravery. And what that woman was talking about, Monica, on the show last week, and we'll be working with her ongoing, she has more kahunas than a lot of men. She is super strong lady, and she is no nonsense. It's her faith that carries her through. It's her faith that reaches back to help people. Think about it through history. There's been a lot of people that have done that. Harriet Tubman was one of them. To go down through the South in this kind of weather unknown. You don't get the weather report and you don't have a GPS system. And you have to go all the way down through the south to rescue lives, put your life on the line and bring people back. Wow. You know, we have it easy today, is what I want to say. And in that ease, since we get the luxury of having this, let's share our love with others. Let's put down the competition sword for a little while and share what we can with others, because I think that we have beautiful, infinite spirit souls to share light. And that's what I'm here to do in my world for you. And if I can bring you information that I have firsthand of experience, and that lifts a body system, a soul, wonderful. Let's do that. So go jolly, everybody. I'll be back later. I'm sorry I had a little interruption in time, but it was a catch-up week, and I had some emergencies this week too that I had to handle with other people. So here we are, and we will continue, and I will extend my 12 days of healing since I missed a day or two in there, and we'll do some more things. I'm going to do some live healing, and we will continue on, all right? So go jolly, have a great day, enjoy this beautiful view, and remember, just a simple smile, a simple hug can help anybody. All right, guys, over and out. We'll see you later. Ciao, ciao.